What's going on, Jerome's? The NFL draft is in the books, and the Minnesota Vikings, even though they're currently at their 90-man roster limit, there's always money to be had, and there's always ways to improve this rooster. So here are 5 free agents that the Vikings need to sign right. Meow. Now, the great thing is the compensatory pick window has closed. So even though some of these guys were cut, if they have expired contracts, it won't count in the compensatory pick formulation for next season. So we got that going on for us, which is nice. Up at the top, of course. Yeah, you know who it is. J.C. Tretter, 31 from the Browns. Now, the fact that he's just out there chilling, could it be the NFL just like, hey, NFLPA president, no? Or is it like, maybe that knee, maybe that ankle, maybe there's some issues there. But last year, he didn't seem to have issues. He was PFF's second best pass blocking center in 2021. Only 10 pressures and 0 sacks allowed. Played great for the Browns. And also, adofo-mensah was with the Browns while J.C. Tretter was there, so he would have the inside information. But also, that cuts both ways. Maybe there's a reason why the Vikings haven't made a move on J.C. Tretter yet, because maybe Kwesi just like, even though the Vikings, they still have Garrett Bradbury as their incumbent center, and they didn't add any interior offensive lineman with center experience. Now there is some talk about Kyle Hinton working in as a backup, but J.C. Tretter would immediately be a huge upgrade at the pivot if his medicals check out. Next up, free agent number 2 that the Vikings need to sign right now post-draft. Yes, sticking at the center position. You got Matt Paradis. Now, his Panthers tenure, not so much. I was a big advocate when he was a free agent coming out over from the Broncos. He signed with Carolina. But last year, he had a 66.9. Nice PFF grade, 16 pressures, 2 sacks allowed in 9 games. Some health concerns there, also getting a little bit longer in the tooth. Interestingly, he didn't have any crossover in Denver with Chris Cooper. So Chris Cooper retired, and then Matt Paradis came in, and then Matt Paradis left before Cooper joined the coaching staff. So there's no connection there. But he, just like Tretter, would be an upgrade at the center position right now. Next up, free agent number 3 that the Vikings need to sign right now. Tight end Eric Ebron. Now, yes. Famous legendary Lions draft bust. He didn't fare well in Detroit, but when he signed with the Steelers in free agency, he played well in his first year. In 2020, he had 56 catches, 58 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Last year, injury plague, sort of whatever, but the Vikings are wide open at tight end too, because you got Irv Smith Jr. as a tight end 1, also coming back from injury. Who's tight end 2? Like, is it Nick Muse, the 7th round pick? Is it Johnny Munt? Is it Ben Ellefson? Who is going to be tight end 2? Is it Zach Davidson? Don't really know. And even though Eric Ebron, he certainly didn't live up to the draft height coming in as a 1st round pick, he would be an upgrade at the tight end 2 position. Next up, free agent number 4 that the Vikings need to sign right now. Sheldon Richardson. This should have been done a long time ago. All right, so Sheldon came back for the first time with the Vikings last season, and he played well. The Vikings defensive line was decimated. He had to have a lot of versatility. He played some defensive end in the 4-3, which he necessarily hadn't played too much before in his career. Plus, since the Vikings are moving to an odd front and a 3-4, back in the Jets, back when he was with the Jets in 2014, he made a Pro Bowl, having 8 sacks as a 5-tech. So I think that could be his role, and I think at this stage, he's probably going to be cheap. So signing him for the league minimum or close to it, just bringing him on back, bring back that love and feeling. The defensive line room likes Sheldon Richardson, so why not? Why the hell not? Lastly, free agent number 5 that the Vikings need to sign. Yeah, we went there. That's wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., formerly of the Rams. Still potentially could be back with the Rams. But the Rams sort of moved on after they got Allen Robinson. And it's sort of like, hey, OBJ, we acquired you midseason. Hey, thanks for the Super Bowl. Sorry that you tore your ACL, bro, impacting your free agency. Where OBJ probably would have gotten paid a decent chunk of coin, but he tore his ACL. And the Vikings, they added Jalen Speedy Naylor in the 6th round, but they didn't add a early wide receiver who could come into the wide receiver mix. So you got Jefferson, you got Thielen, you got KJ, and then you have question marks. Is it going to be ISM? Is BC Johnson going to be back? And OBJ, who may start out the year on the pup. I'm not saying that the Vikings should sign him right now, but a wait and see approach. Wait and see what happens in camp. Does someone really rise up as a wide receiver 3, 4, 5? And if no one does, OBJ is still out there chilling. Kevin O'Connell, you have that connection. KOC was his OC last season. And of course, you have Justin friggin' Jefferson. You have Peterson. You have Danielle Hunter, who worked out with OBJ in the offseason. They all have a lot of love for OBJ with the whole Skull SU motif. Now, the only thing holding this up is that Kwesi was in Cleveland at the same time as OBJ. Now, he was part of the front office that also punted him, so maybe that's the full stop. Like, everything else lines up with KOC and the LSU guys, but maybe Kwesi's just like, no. It's completely possible. But that's it. Those are 5 free agents that the Vikings need to sign post-draft. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.